Hey, hi, hello, it's Jared at Subway, and today, for all of you little subs, you get it because you're subscribers, but I'm Jared at Subway as well. Subway, sandwiches, you know. Today I have a real-life story of my first high school party. So, I had been invited to parties in the past, but it wasn't really my thing, especially since I couldn't really get away from my parents. I have the kind of parents that were, like, there was always one of them home, and there were always wondering what I was doing and where I was and all of that kind of stuff, and my group of friends weren't really the party type. But then I had met a few other people that were into that type of thing, and I got invited, and my friend really wanted me to go, and he said that he would vouch for me and say that I was at his house and all that stuff. So, and my parents thought I was at somebody's house playing Halo or something like that, so it all worked out pretty well. Anyways, how this night goes down: I pick up my friend from his apartments, and we're driving over to this girl's house named Shelby, because she was having the party. And so we finally get there, and we're waiting outside because and we thought it was too early, but then we ended up just going, and there was already a ton of people in there. I walk in, there's like a popcorn machine to my left, there's my friend's boyfriend making out with some other chick to my right. They offered to give us beers and shots and stuff, but I wasn't gonna drink actually because I was driving. I did actually have a beer because I just had something in my hand to look like I was drinking, basically, because that'll basically work. If you hold a beer in your hand, people aren't going to complain to you about not drinking or anything like that, and you don't even really have to drink it if you don't want to. But anyways, people were smoking weed out back, and people were playing beer pong in the garage, people were smoking in the garage. This thing was all just a huge mess. There was like some kids like puking outside, and there was some black guy that I went outside, and there was this old black guy, and he actually asked me what I was doing later that night, and I was pretty much freaked out by that. So I went inside and I sat down, and I was just sitting by myself when my friend, I have this friend, well, more of an acquaintance. Like, I had several classes with him, but it's not like we were hanging out all the time or anything like that. So basically, his sister, who was 15 at the time, was somehow just drunk as fuck. Like, she was fucking sloshed, and I was not. And she came up and sat next to me. She was only like 15 years old. I'm 17, so I'm thinking, yeah, no, this is my friend's sister. This is not going to happen. But then she keeps trying to give me this shot, and then I'm basically telling her no, and she keeps getting closer to me. She puts her arm around me, and then she spills the shot all over my lap. At this point, I was just completely done with her, but she kept telling me not to leave and whatnot, and so I sat there, and she basically insisted that she would dry it up, but she didn't have a towel. That was the problem. So she started just rubbing my lap with her hands. So I had one of my friend's sisters rubbing my lap with her hands, and she's 15, I'm 17, I'm freaking out, I don't know what to do. And then her brother actually walks in and turns up that he was at that party. And so he's just wondering, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are you doing this with my sister? And I tried to explain it to him, but he's already really drunk, and he didn't seem to be listening to anything I said. So I go outside, and he follows me, and he is about to start just going off on me when that black guy just grabs him and just pretty much just gives him one shot straight to the face, and that was really just it. Like, his nose started bleeding, he was crying, his friend just took him home pretty much, and I really lucked out in that one. Like, that would have turned into a really shitty night if I would have had to fight him and his friend that was gonna back him up as well, because my friend was already like drunk and high, and I don't even know where he had went. At this point, the girl Shelby offered that I could just stay the night at her place. So me and my friend Luis, we were walking down to my car to grab my pillow and just walk back, and he was just coming along to be company or whatever, and he felt like he needed to walk. And we see this kid about like 10 houses down, and he's just passed out on the lawn, like just gone. Like, he was beyond the point of doing anything. Like, he was completely fucked up. And we wake him up because we know that if there's a kid just sitting on somebody's lawn and they come out and see him, there's gonna be cops or something called, because he was obviously underage, and they would be the ones that get in trouble, and like Shelby would be the one that got in trouble. So we shake him and we wake him up and we help him get up, and we have him we have his arms around us, and we're walking him back towards the house, and we're trying to talk to him and figure out what had happened and like where his friends were or anything like that, because people don't usually just get left at parties when you're in high school. And his name, he said, was Boris, and when we got him back to the house, nobody even recognized who he was. And I'll continue about him later on in the story, but basically I go back and get my pillow. I come back in the house, people are throwing up. Like, it's just turned into a complete shit show. There's Jello shots that have been spilled all over the floor. The popcorn machine was tipped over. So I basically go and find a open room where there isn't puking, disgusting people everywhere, and I set up my pillow. I just go to bed. I just freaking conk out. I'm gone, because it was already like 3 a.m. and I was just done. And I wake up, and laying next to me is my friend's little sister, who I guess had came in and tried to, I don't even know what she was trying to do, but basically she slept next to me the whole night, and it was rather creepy, and she pretty much led on to stalking me for the rest of my time in high school. And I go out to the main room where Boris was on the ground, and still nobody knows where he was from, and so I wake him up and I start talking to him, and he says that he was partying in a city that's over an hour drive away, and he's missing his phone, he's missing his wallet, he is not in his own clothes, like people put him in different clothes. And so we let him use our phone, and he called his buddy. I guess his friends had thought it'd be funny to change his clothes, take all of his stuff, and drop him on the front lawn of some random house over an hour away from where they live, while he was just drunk as fuck. And I guess that was their idea of a prank, and basically just fucked over Boris, because Boris was I guess he was also a foreign exchange student from, where was it, Siberia. Yeah, I was thinking of it like social Siberia, but he was from Siberia, and they just, his living family that he came here to live with or whatever for a little bit of time, just took him and dropped him on some random lawn. How fucked up is that? But all in all, that was pretty much the end of the night. I never got caught by my parents, so it turned out to be a pretty successful and entertaining night. But anyways, make sure you guys tell me what you guys want to hear in my next commentary, and I'll see you guys then. Later. Oh, and I forgot to say, it doesn't actually show my score at the end of this game, but I believe it was 65-10, but somebody dashboarded, so it pretty much cut off the end of the game, so that's why I didn't get it shorted, because people are retarded and they love to dashboard when they are embarrassed by their loss. So I'll see you guys, as I said before, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later!